you go. Okay, good morning, everyone. Then we will be continuing our discussion about parabola. So previously, we discussed about parabola having center at the origin. And as we discussed previously, if the parabola is if the vertex of your parabola is in the origin, so if the vertex of your parabola is at the origin, then there are two possible formulas that we will be using there are two possible forms in the equation of your parabola. It's either y squared is equal to 4px, wherein this parabola is either sa ganito siya, opening to the sinimduman ninyo?
Left
Opening
or
to the
right?
left or right, sir.
To the left.
Opening to
Sir.
the right.
Opening to the right
or
and opening to the left.
Ano sa ganito siya mo open to the right? When this parabola is open.
Positive ang
When
answer.
Positive ang P.
when positive
Very
meron yung
good.
Greater than
P,
If the
sir.
value
Yung
of this P is
Ang-
positive, then it is opening to the right. And if the value of that P is negative or less than 0, then that is opening to the left. Then the other form will be the x squared equal to 4px and py rather, py. And this parabola is either opening to the or
Upward
open,
or downward?
Upward and
Upward
downward.
and downward.
and
And
downward.
downward.
Yes,
And
sir.
it will be opening up if the value of the P here is positive.
Greater than 0.
Yes, greater than 0. And if this P is less than 0, then it must be going down. Okay. Now our discussion is all about how about your parabola, the vertex of your parabola is not in the origin. Say for example, the vertex of your parabola is located here or here or here. So what will be the form of the equation of the parabola? There are two additional forms. Actually, katong duha nga una na itong i-discuss will also be covered by these formulas because this is more general. Okay, if your parabola, if the vertex of your parabola is at HK or any point from your Cartesian plane, we denote that by HK. And your parabola is either opening to the right or opening to the left, then you will be using this formula, this form. Y minus k squared equal to 4p times the quantity of x minus h, wherein this k and this h are values of the abscissa and coordinate of your vertex. Claro, no? So it is very important to know your vertex at HK. Actually, if you will apply the vertex at 0, 0, if you will change this by into 0, 0, if the vertex is at 0, 0, the one that we discussed previously, and if you substitute it here, then this formula becomes y squared equal to 4px, right? When h is 0, when k is 0, this formula will be equal to that. So sa ato pa di ay, this is just covered by this formula. So it is more general. Okay? Did you get it? So this formula will cater all of the possibilities wherein your vertex is maybe anywhere of your Cartesian coordinate plane. Okay? And all you have to remember, if your parabola having formula of this form, then your vertex is at HK, then your focus will be P plus H then K. So all you have to remember is parehas o ordinate si vertex and focus. The difference is you added your P, kini nga P in your abscissa of your vertex. Okay? You just added P here. While in your directrixes, you just added H. This H is coming from yes, you added H from the value of your ordinate. P and H. Negative P plus H. Okay? Sabtan? And your axis of parabola will be y equal to k. All you have to remember this 4. Okay? Maanad na mo anak kalugayan. Maanad na mo anak. And actually, if you will look at the graph, you will analyze. Muna ninyo na yung case. Later, you will see it. Okay? You have to remember this remark. Remark 3.4. Okay? So, for a while. Let me change it to the next part. Wait. For a while. The next is this one. So that formula, katong formula kaganina nga akong gi-share, that will work only for parabola opening to the left or right. Now this time, what will happen if your parabola is either, can you see the screen now, class?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen if your parabola is opening up or down? Then the vertex is not at the origin. So what you will be doing is, you have to follow this form if you want to find the equation. So if you want to find the equation, you just have to follow this form. As you can see, kaganina, di ba? Kaganiha is, you have y minus k quantity squared equal to 4px minus h. Muna ang left, right, or left, di ba? This time, for up or down will be this 4. What do you observe? Kasi kalainan nilang duha. In this case, naa sa x ang squared. Always bear in mind nga magkauban ni si h o si x. Para dili niyo malimtan ang form, magkauban si y o si k. Okay? Para dili niyo malimtan ang formula. Then the 4p is always fixed there in the form. Okay? And if you have this form of your parabola, then your vertex is located at still HK. See it? While your focus in this form will be given by HP plus K. Ganina ka sa ordinate, sa abscissa mo to giad ang pino. Karon, you add your P in your ordinate if that is up or down. Clear? While for your axis of parabola, it will be given by x equal to h. Kanina ka, that is just y equal to k, di ba? So remember? So, and by the way, your parabola is opening up if your p is greater than 0. The same, atong previous discussion. And it is opening down if that is less than 0. And same here. It is opening to the right if this p is greater than 0. It is opening to the left if your p is less than 0. Clear? Is it clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let me clear it. Then we will be having example. Okay, I think I prepared example here for what? Nakoy dagan ng mga example din nga nindo. Okay, you will just use the whiteboard. Maybe we will use the whiteboard so that you can participate as well. Okay, let us have this one. Let me share the whiteboard now. Tell me if makita na ninyo. Kita na, class?
Yes, sir.
Good. So say for example, I will be giving this problem. You are given with the form x squared. Oh, let me change that color to black. X squared plus 6x plus 4y plus 8 equal to 0. Okay. So say for example, you're given with that equation, then you are asked to find the vertex. You find the vertex. You find the focus. You are also asked to find the equation of the directrix. Equation of your directrix. You are asked to find the equation of the axis of your parabola. Axis of your parabola. Then you are also asked to find the length of the latus rectum. I think I discussed that already previously, right? Did I discuss the length of latus rectum before?
Yes, sir.
Sa ganito
Yes,
yung
sir.
formula sa length of latus rectum?
Absolute value of 4P.
4P.
4P. And the last thing that you do is to sketch the graph. Okay? So these are the things that we need to do. We need to find the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of the parabola, length of the latus rectum, then we do sketching of the graph. Okay, so what you will be doing, class, is you are going, if you are given with an equation, what you will be doing is you need to rewrite this in either of the two forms that I provided a while ago. So what's nga form? X minus h squared equal to 4py minus k, or y minus k squared equal to 4p x minus h ang atong gamiton. Ano nga problem? What do you think in this problem?
Sir.
Why we need to use
Primero, sir.
Why?
Kaya ang x mo na squared, sir.
Very good observation. Since the exponent 2 is in x, as you can see here, it's in x. So in that case, you will be using this one. Kini, no? So we need to rewrite this equation into this form. But the problem is how? Okay? Saon ka na? So the best thing that you will do, since as you observe, all x's are combined into 1 and all y's are also into 1. So what you will do is, tanang x i-combine, tanang y or constant will be transferred to the other side. Okay? So to do that, it will be now x squared plus 6x equal to, here it will be transferred to the other side. So it becomes negative 4y minus 8. Is it clear? Plus, klaro? And the next thing is, you want
Yes, sir.
this,
Klaro tayo.
okay, you want this to be a perfect square. And I think you know it already how to make it a perfect square, right? So what should be added in both sides of the equation so that it will be a perfect square?
9, sir.
9.
9.
By the way, let me ask you, how did you get 9? How did you know that we will be adding 9?
Ang 6, sir, divide na by 2, sir. Tapos ang quotient ng
Square. Very good. Very good observation. Okay, then after that, you make it a perfect square. And I think you know how to do it, right? You just take the square root of that and the square root of this, and you copy the sign and you take the square, right? Then you simplify it. It will be negative 4y plus 1. So we are almost there. We already get this portion. Okay? We can rewrite this into x minus because we want that into minus. So we can rewrite that as x minus of the negative 3, then squared. So obviously, we can now say that our h is negative 3, right? Negative 3. While here, in the other side, you want that to be 4p. And as you observe, this is only y. Since this is only y, you need to factor out whatever numerical coefficient beside y variable, y term rather. Okay? So you need to factor out -4. And to do that, it will be now y, right? Sakto? And if you factor out -4 here, obviously it must be -1/4. Do you agree with me? How will I know that that is -1/4? I factored out 4. So something like I will also divide 4 here. And it is minus, so it should be minus so that it becomes plus. Okay? So klaro na ni class? Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear? Is
Klaro
it clear?
kayo, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anaida?
Okay na, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's continue. I think it is now clear that we already have our h, right? From here. See it? We already have our k from here. See it? But the only thing that we need to look for is for the p, right? We don't have the p yet. So to find p, we should rewrite this portion here into 4p. And how to do that? How to do that? We can rewrite this -4 into 4 times -1. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, you already rewrite it. You rewrite that one exactly the same form of what we are looking for, this form, right? So in that case, we can now say that our h is -3. Our k is +1/4. Why I say positive? Because y minus. So your k is +1/4. Clear? While your p is -1. Clear? Something class?
Yes, sir. Alternative, sir. Excuse me, sir. Kanang,
Yes.
alternatively, sir, kanang kung imo siyang kuan kaning for ang ako sir kay naman ko technique anak sir. Tanawa. 4p 4p is equal to kanang -4 man na. So I divide siya both sides
Good.
by 4
Mm.
and p is equal to -1.
Yes. Correct. You can also use that one. Very good, Jetro. Thank you for sharing. Okay. You can also use the technique of Jetro. So this one is equal to 4p, right? So you equate that to 4p. Munaghimo ni Jetro diri. Then iya din gisolve ang p. Okay? You can also use that one. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, let us now determine what is the vertex. You can tell me what is the vertex. Okay, i-unmute ang microphone.
-3, +1/4, sir.
-3, +1/4. Very good. You just look at here, right? Look for h, look for k. Next, how about your focus? Unsa ni nga form gani class? Katong x nasa x ang squared, right? So asa ta mag-add sa inyong focus? Sa x coordinate or sa y? I already mentioned that a while ago. Sa x or sa y? Sa y. So it means you just copy this one to -3. You copy the 1/4, then you add here the p. Okay? And what is your p? What is your p?
-1.
-1.
Sir.
See, since your p is -1, then it must be -1 here. Clear? And if you simplify this one, your focus now becomes -3. Pila answer ani? 1/4 minus 1. That is -3/4, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is your f. You already done finding your focus. How about the equation of your directrix? Kung sa gani nga form Kasi ganit formula ato kaganina. Itong
Y
sa inyong
equals negative
directives.
p plus k.
Again, can you repeat?
Y equals negative p plus k.
Very good. Y is equal to negative p plus k, right? Your p is negative 1 and you get the negative, so it will only be 1, right? Plus your k. Your k is 1/4, right? Agree? Your k is 1/4. And if you simplify that one, that will give us 5/4. Right?
Yes, sir.
So y equal to 5/4. That is a line, right? So your directrix should be given by the line y equal to 5/4. Okay? So saan na kulang? We are done with the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of the parabola. So how to find the axis of the parabola? Axis of the parabola. So ganit formula sa axis of the parabola in this form. So remember, it should be
X
X
is equal
x
to
is equal to
Equals to
h.
H.
Sa atong h gani class?
1
H.
Negative 3, sir.
Negative.
negative.
So x equal to negative 3. So unya dira dapat ang tunga-tunga sa imong parabola si x equal to negative 3. Okay. So saan na wala? Length of the latus rectum. Length of the latus rectum. So gani formula ng length of the latus rectum class?
The absolute value of 4p.
4p. Your p is negative 1, right? So the absolute value of 4 times negative 1. So it becomes absolute value of negative 4, and that is just 4 units. Okay? And the next thing that we will do is to sketch our graph. Let me erase this portion. We will be using this portion for sketching of our graph. Okay. So far, any questions before we proceed? Any questions? Sabtan ra class? Sayon ra? Dali naman sa class kung nakasabot na mo atong center at the origin, right? So we have here. So if we sketch the graph of this, okay, let us sketch first katong vertex and focus. Your vertex is at negative 3, 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, negative 3. 1/4 for y, so 1/4 maybe it will be somewhere here, right? So it must be somewhere here is your vertex. Okay. How about your focus? Ang focus, negative 3, negative 3/4. Haman na dapita class. Okay, kinsay maka-locate daw sa Cartesian coordinate plane? Try to annotate para maka-participate mo. Okay. Who wants to try? Okay, mangita ko ha. Tawagon ako, ipa-plot na ko ang focus. Morsha, Lian. Okay, hadapita ang focus negative 3, negative 3/4. Feel free to unmute your microphone, Morsha. Morsha? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dira. Very good. So medyo kuan sa gamay dito kay 3/4 man no. Kuan gamay mo gud atong kuan. Para na i-consider. Okay, so it is here. Very good. That is your focus. So probably kay na ang vertex dira na adra ang focus, inyong parabola is opening down here, right? No? And actually your p is negative. You know that already. So, how about your directrix? Nawag ko ha, directrix. Hakuba John Lowy. Directrix.
Sir,
Can you graph the directrix of your parabola? Directrix is y equal to 5/4. Amo na dapita John.
Wait lang, sir.
Okay.
Wait lang,
Vertex
sige,
here.
nakita ko.
Directrix. Ama ng 5 over
Sige na.
5 over 4. So somewhere here, di ba? Do you know?
Yes, sir. Kaya dito ko siya maano.
Sige, ako na lang. Sige, sige.
Sorry, sir.
Maglisod og sulat. Ng...
Yes,
Sige.
yes, sir.
Sige, sige, sige. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Let me erase this one. Okay. It must be somewhere here, right? So your directrix must be located somewhere here. Should be this here, this portion. Lapas pa sa 1, okay, 5 over 4 man. Okay? Then usa pa, the length of your latus rectum is 4. So here, you should count 2 units here, right? If you count 2 units, it should have a point somewhere here, right? This point must be one of the points of your parabola, and also 2 points going to the left side. So it must be this point. So your parabola must pass through these points, right? This is 2 units, 2 units. If you combine, that is 4 units length of your latus rectum. And your graph now will look like this. Okay? That is your parabola opening down. To check whether this is really opening down, remember your P is equal to -1 and that is less than 0. It should be opening down. Opening down. Okay? Clear? And it will be this parabola in blue. Question? Clarification? Okay, question. I want you to type 1 in the chat box if that is clear. And I want you to type 0 if you have questions so that we can address it. Go. 1, 1. So far, all of you are right typing 1. So it means it is clear in your end. Very good. So I think we are now ready for the next example. We will have one more example. The other example is this one. Let me erase everything. Say for example, I give you this one. Wait. Okay. How about you are asked to find? Same thing kaganina. You will be looking for the vertex, focus, directrix, axis of the parabola, length of the latus rectum, and you sketch the graph. Say for example, the given equation is 3y squared minus 8x minus 12y. Oops. 12y minus 4. Okay, equal to 0. This time, manawag kong estudyante kada step. Okay? And I think you know how to annotate. Okay. First step, let me ask dito sa layo ng portion. Impenyo. Lorin Ann. Kasi unahin mo on dira, Lorin. Go, Lorin. You unmute your microphone, Lorin, so that we can also hear your explanation. Okay, what should be the first step?
Pangitaon ang equation, sir, para saan gamiton.
Okay, so unsa man natong gamiton nga equation, Lorin? Good start. What
Katong kuan, sir, quantity of y minus k squared is equal to 4p. Ay, tama. Dayan, quantity of x minus h.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Lorin. Okay, to do the next part, so that should be the first thing that you need to do. You need to determine unsa gyud nga form na ko ni i-rewrite. Kay pataka kag rewrite, dili mo ang form, sayop na imong gihimo. So that's good. You determine this correctly. Ang usay sunod kung na-determine na nimo, amin, kasan.
Ay,
Yes, amin.
kuan siya sir kanang sorry sir.
Good.
Kanang substitute yan ay kanang example kanang 3y squared kay butang ani himuon siyang murag kuan sir kanang kwadrate ay kanang sitag ani.
Perfect
Basta-
square.
Kato sir.
Or something like
Perfect
you
square.
rewrite this into this form. Am I right?
Yes sir.
But the problem here, class, is naaligid na 3 beside ni y squared. And here, we don't have any variable, any numerical coefficient rather. So what you will do so that this 3 will be eliminated?
Divide.
Divided by 3 sir.
Very good.
Divide, sir.
You will be dividing 3 both sides of the equation. You should look that first. See to it that this portion should not contain numerical coefficient aside 1. Because kung naay numerical coefficient dira nga dili 1, you will be solving it hard. Maglisod yun mo ana. Okay? So you divide both sides by 3 first. So if you do that, if you divide 3 here and divide 3 also here, this becomes y squared. This 8 over 3x, right? And this will be 4y, and this will be negative 4/3. Am I right, class? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes sir.
So, unsay sunod himuon? Rika, Polinar. I-unmute ang microphone, Rika. What should be the next thing to do? Rika?
Ay, sir, pangitaon ang perfect square sa y square.
Before you
Ay,
make it a perfect square,
i-combine
kasi
sa day, sir. I-combine sa day. Wag itapad-tapad ang mga
so kung sa may i-combine ani ni y squared? Rika.
1, sir, y squared minus 4y.
Very good. So you write here the you remain the y squared and the 4y in the left side, right?
Yes, sir.
So may himuon aning duha ka terms.
1, sir, i-kuan siya, transpose sa pika side.
Very good. You transfer it to the other side. So what will be the result if you transfer this to the other side?
Positive 8 over 3x.
Good. And then this one?
Plus 4 over 3.
Very good, Rika. Thank you, Rika. Okay. The next thing that we will do, sisunod na to himuon. Nasri Jane Daluma. What is the next thing that we will do, Daluma? Daluma? Nasri? Nasri Jane.
Yes, sir. Kanang kuan, sir. Kanang find the perfect square trinomial, sir.
So you make it a perfect square trinomial, right? So sa i-add diri,
Yes, sir.
Nasri, sa i-add dira.
1 plus 4, sir. Dira sa left side.
Very good. Both sides of the equation should be added by 4. Because if you add 4 here, it will be a perfect square, right? Okay. And what should be the next thing to do? Can I ask Jessa Galukan? Sa sunod mo on Jessa.
Kuan, sir, kanang i-group na sila, sir. Kanang buhatan bitaw bracket, sir, or ansa.
You make it a perfect square na. You rewrite it, right? So
Yes,
what's
sir.
the answer diri, Jessa?
Na, sir.
Okay, you may write it here. You may write here, Jessa, if you want to write. Try to annotate. Nindot maning kuan kay maka-try gyud tag tanan, di ba? Mapagusta og practice how to use the Zoom, how to navigate the Zoom.
Wait lang, sir. Kuan, sir, y minus 2.
Okay?
2, sir.
Yes. And then quantity squared. Is it correct, Jessa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about the other side? Diane, Grace, EP. What should be the result in the other side? So sa himuon diri, Diane. Especially this portion, Diane. Can you look at here, Diane? Can you unmute your microphone?
Sir, wala ko idea sa pag-add sa kuan, sir, kanang whole number of fraction sa kanang
No, sa elementary view,
or
di ba? So how to add this two? Hello. If you have 4/3 plus 4, it will be easy if you make them denominators having the same denominator, right? And to
Yes,
do
sir.
that, the 4 can be written as 4 over 12/4. 12/3 rather. 12/3, right?
Yes, sir.
Because 4 is just 12/3. Diba? Yan, pareha naman sa denominator. So you copy 3, you add, it will be 16. Right? Agree? So here it must be 8/3x plus 16/3. Get it? O napailaing nga technique para mas di mo ganahan ana nga technique, napailaing nga technique para dali ninyo mayunduman. Example, tagaan ta mog technique ha para di mo maglisod og add og subtract og fraction. Dapat maayo na kay mo ana. Example na mo'y 4/3 plus 4/1. Wow, 1 man ang denominator and ang 4, no? Agree with me? Do you
Yes, sir.
agree with me? So, ang sayo
Yes,
mo
sir.
na, what you will be doing is, na isa ka technique, you just multiply 4 and 1. Okay? You multiply 4 and 1, that will be 4, right? You multiply 3 and 4, what's the answer?
12, sir.
12.
12.
Then you multiply 3 and 1 again. 3 and 1, that is 3. And that is 16/3. Ano nakasayod? Hali ko na ko ha. You multiply 4 and 1, that is 4. You multiply 3 and 4, that is 12. Whatever is the sign, you copy. If that is plus, that is plus. If that is minus, that is minus. For the denominator, you multiply the two denominators, that is 3. And that is 16/3. Is it the same with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may
Yes,
use
sir.
that technique. Actually, you can use it. You can solve it in your mind, right? You can solve it mentally using that technique. Okay? So, di dapat mahadlok about fraction because fraction is just easy. Okay, and what should be the next thing to do? Stephanie and Daguhoy. Stephanie. So, sunod din mo on Stephanie. Sunod din mo on.
Sir? Get the
Sunod din mo
vertex,
on.
sir.
Ha?
Get the vertex.
Before you cannot get the vertex without rewriting in this form, right?
Ay, i-rewrite this. Sorry.
So, unsa himuon ana? Or any of you who can tell me what is the next step?
I-factor ang equation nga i-factor ang nasa right side, sir.
Unsa
Sir,
man
i-factor siya.
unsa man nga number ang i-factor?
Or
Ang
kanang
8/3x plus 16/3, sir.
Very good. You will be factoring out the 8/3. Always bear in mind, unsa ang number nga beside ni x i-factor out jud na. Ang beside ni x ha, nasabtan? So if you will do that, it will only be x here. Right? How about here? Unsa na yung mabilin diri?
2/3.
2, sir. 2, sir.
2. Very good. It should only be 2. Wala na yung over 3 because the over 3 is already here. Right? If you multiply that back here, it will be equal to 16/3. Clear? So it is now y minus 2 quantity squared equal to this. And to make it more exactly the same with this, it is minus. You should make it minus. Let us change that one. It can be written as, that is plus 2, no? it can be written as x minus of the negative 2. Right? That's what. Okay? So you are now certain that your k is negative 2. That is your k. Your positive 2 rather. Your k is positive 2. Your h is negative 2. Clear? Your p, ang atong problema karon. Right? Saan man nato ng p karon? Any suggestion to find p? Kung sa himuon din ha. Pwede niyo gamitin tong giingon ni Jetro ganina. Katong giingon ni Jetro ganina. Sir, kwao na. 8/3. I-equal siya kang 4p. Pwede ito gamitin ninyo.
4, sir.
I-divide ninyo og 4. So 8/3/4 equal to p. See to it that this is longer than this because this is the venculum that you need to perform in the end. And if you do that, you have here over 1, right? And you know that in dividing fraction, you copy the numerator 8/3. You change the operation to multiplication. You take the reciprocal of your denominator, and that will be 1/4, right? Agree? And to simplify it,
Yes, sir.
it will be 2, right? So your p is 2/3. Agree? Okay, that's it. So actually, if you look at there, your p is already 2/3. You can use that technique if you want, if you find it more convenient than the one that I usually use. Okay. So this portion now will be y minus 2 quantity squared equal to, actually you can factor out the 4. If you factor out the 4 here, it will only be 2/3. So that 2/3 is really correct. And it will be now x minus of the negative 2. Right? Class? Naklaro class? Is it clear? I want to hear from you. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we already have our K, right? We already have our H. We also have our P. Then we are now ready to give the vertex. Sa itong vertex, Banis Patrick Pututan. Vertex. Unmute your microphone.
Answer. Negative 2 and 2.
Again, can you repeat again?
Negative 2 and 2, sir.
Okay. Do you agree with Banis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Negative 2 and 2. So your H is negative 2, right? And your K is positive 2. And that is correct. Very good, Banis. Kini si Banis tingin ka natao ni during sa panahon sa F4 no kay Banis man yung pangalan. Is it coming from the F4 imong name Banis? Dili.
Yes, sir. Amot lang gani mama, sir.
Baturong mura pong F4. Okay, padayon ta. Next. Ano pa sunod? Our focus, right? So our form is in y squared, right? So asa man i-plus si p?
H plus P, K, sir. H plus P,
Very
K,
good.
sir.
Very good, Christian. It should be H plus P, no? Your H is 2 plus your P. Pila itong P class?
2/3.
2/3. It should be added here, the 2/3. Then you copy the 2. Right? And if you simplify it, okay, Dobby, you do it mentally, unsi answer ani?
Negative 4/3.
Very good.
2.
Very good. How did you get it?
Kwan, sir, ang i-plus na ko ang 2/3 plus negative 2. Tapos input din value sa k dayon.
Okay. Giyosan ni pag-add. So if you add this, it becomes -6, right? This is 1 here, that is 2, right? Multiply 3 and 1, so that is 3. You simplify it, it becomes -4/3. Right? No? Yung technique ang gingang kaganina, subtraction or addition of fraction. Okay. The other one is only 2. Okay. Sa sunod. Sa wala pa.
Directrix, sir.
Directrix. So can i-formula sa directrix?
X equal to negative p plus h.
Yes, it is for y squared, right? Okay, y squared man ang iyang form. Unsa ang gamiton sa directrix? It should be x equal to negative of your p plus h, no? Sakto?
Yes, sir.
Unsa
Yes,
atong
sir.
p? Unsa atong p?
Negative 2/3, sir.
So,
Ay,
2/3.
positive day, sir.
Positive. So,
Ah,
negative na sa
tama.
negative 2/3 gihapon. Right? Plus your h. Your h is -2, right?
Negative 2.
-2. So, it becomes -2. -2. And if you simplify it, it becomes x equal to, say answer, Idobi, I want you to practice this one.
-8/3.
Wala mama. Kaso sa kadit klase adit mama, adit na kayo. So, what is the answer? Again? Sino nag-answer kanina?
-4/3, sir.
Negative. So if you look at here,
8/3.
that is -6, right? This is -2. And this is 3. So it should be -8/3.
8/3.
Am I right? Sakto class?
Yes, sir.
It should be -8/3. And that is your directrix. How about your length of latus rectum? Length of your latus rectum should be 4p. Absolute value.
8/3, sir.
So 2/3. So it should be absolute value. It will be 8/3 units. Okay? So I want you to, ang inyong himuon class is this. I want you to sketch the graph. Each of you. Kami now, tanan. Your task today, I want you to sketch the graph. And before you sketch the graph, you should have a paper. Butan niyo sa paper. Bond paper gamiton ha. You copy the given, your solution, given, your solution, then your graph. Okay? Ayaw i-agi sa Dismos. Pwede na gamitin niyo ang Dismos in checking. Maghimo mo na sa bond paper. Dayon inyong picturean, inyong i-share sa Facebook. I-tag ko. Okay? That is your task today. Clear? Everyone, klaro?
Yes, sir.
Any questions before we go?
Ay, okay, sir.
Sa design, sir. I
On
like
this day, taman 12 midnight.
Kung saan na siya, sir, kanang mga ang given, aman ang kanang given, sir.
Kanang given karon, kanang gihatag karon. Tanawan niyo balik ang video later.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? Okay, klaro?
Aman ang solution, sir.
Ang solution
Ay,
kamo na bahala. Oh,
ang-
balik na yung sulat ang solution. Then ang graph kamo na bahala sa graph. Na naman diri ang solution ug ang kuan, di ba? Ang given.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay. I think that okay. Okay, I think that would be good for the day, and your Google quiz will be on Tuesday. Clear?
Yes, sir.